What is happening, YouTube family? My name is Matt Faircloth, and this is the DeRosa Group program called Mentorship Monday. I am grateful that you guys are here, and I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about us. My company is the DeRosa Group, as you can see, and we are a real estate investment company, and we are all about transparency and transforming lives through real estate. So if you guys want to, if you like that, if you guys want to learn about investing in real estate, this is the place to be. This channel, hit the subscribe button, smash it hard. You'll be a subscriber to this channel. You can join us long-term for all of our conversations, including Mentorship Monday, which works like this. People email questions to help me at DeRosaGroup.com. That is help me at DeRosaGroup.com, and I'll answer your question right here live on the YouTube channel for you and everyone else to learn from. You guys can come on live onto the channel. That's how we roll with Mentorship Monday. People come on live onto the show, and I chat with them. I answer their questions. We talk it out. It's not just emailing the question, I answer it on the air, and it's a static thing. This is a dynamic conversation. If you guys want to be in that dynamic conversation, you guys need to shoot us a line. You help me at DeRosaGroup.com. Now, I'm without my partner in crime today because he is traveling down to North Carolina. So I will be honored to tell you that this program, Mentorship Monday, is brought to you by DeRosa Insiders. DeRosa Insiders is a phenomenal program that we have available at DeRosa Group. It is a way for you guys to see the inside of a real estate company as a fly on the wall, or even as a participant, as a question asker, as a brain picker. The deal that Justin's driving to right now in North Carolina was found and vetted and discussed and underwritten and due diligence walkthrough and everything, all on the Insider Space, which is a private Facebook group. You guys can watch the hours worth of content of us finding and evaluating and producing and going through the trials and tribulations and then celebrating that deal, all on that space, along with lots of other questions about real estate operations and real estate management, and all things real estate on the DeRosa Insiders platform. So all you got to do to join is one of two things. Go to DeRosaGroup.com/insiders, and you can pay to join there. It's a whopping $24 a month. Y'all spend more than that on all kinds of other things that aren't going to put money in your pocket. So why not spend $24 a month to build your wealth, right? Number one, that's the way to do it. DeRosaGroup.com/insiders. The other way to do it is this right here. Text the word DeRosa, DEROSA, my company name, to 66866. Text DeRosa to 66866, and you will get a text back with a basket full of goodies, all kinds of free stuff, COVID letters, my presentations I've done for places, including Bigger Pockets presentations at their main conference. All that's in there is a free basket of goodies, including a link to join Insiders too. What more could you want, right? So come see us on Insiders, and let's bring our guest in. Today, I've got two brothers that are going to join us, Adrian and Andre. What's up, guys? Welcome.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
Yep.
We're
on, everybody. Thank you for having us, Matt.
Thank you. You're welcome. What part of the world are you guys in?
New Jersey.
Where in New Jersey?
Jersey City.
Jersey City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been everywhere. We've lived in Philippines for a minute, and then now we're here in America.
Yeah. And as for me, I actually dorm in Rutgers, Newark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys have been over for you guys. Jersey City is a changing town, or it's changed a lot over the last 10 years. I don't know if it's still changing now or if it's fully changed, but it used to be the ugly stepsister of Hoboken, and now I've heard the Hoboken energy has pushed down into Jersey City. Correct?
It definitely has, and it's expanding more towards Bayonne. So a lot more.
And Bayonne used to be like, don't go there unless you got lost. You know,
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna have to go take a cruise.
Yeah.
You know, Bayonne, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But now that whole area is becoming the sixth borough, as they say. So, well, good stuff, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys for reaching out to us at helpme at DeRosaGroup.com. What can I do for you today, guys?
Right now, we did have sent our question of how we can better raise capital and reach out to more leads, because, we are struggling to find more capital these days, even though we have more deals coming in. And, right now we actually have 2 under contract. Thankfully, in between our questions, we managed to raise, the money needed for 2 properties. But, how can we increase our leads, and how can we reach out to more people and, have them trust us the way they're trusting you? I mean,
well, obviously, I can't help but mention it. Have you guys read the awesome book, Raising Private Capital?
Oh,
Amazon bestseller. No, you haven't read it yet?
Not yet. No,
Not as of yet.
That's fine. You should check it out. It's a great book. And then I wrote it, and that's because if you guys love me, you'll love the book because it's got a lot of my personal story, a lot of my stuff in there. But that's not so read that. But I'll give you a little bit more too. Okay. Now, what kind of deals are you guys doing? Are y'all doing stuff up there in North Jersey?
Yeah, 2 to 4 families here all over North New Jersey, really.
Okay. What's a typical private money check that you're looking for?
We're averaging around 75,000 per property.
Okay. Are you guys looking for just lenders, for folks to lend y'all the money, or are you guys looking for people to go equity with the money? And you might not know. And you know what? Let me forget I asked that question. I got a better question, right?
Yeah.
What's the business plan? You buy a property, you get 75 grand. What do you do? Do you renovate it and lease it? Do you buy it, fix it, and flip it? What are we doing with these houses when you're in on them?
We're only doing light renovations on these properties. So we're finding properties that has a lot of equity, has working utilities, are occupied by the tenants already, and we're coming in doing light rehab and refinancing. We're actually just going through our first process of refinancing a property this coming November.
You guys are doing the BRRRR strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're addicted to the cash flow idea of the BRRRR investments.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal. The BRRRR strategy is a millionaire maker. You know, it's a great method to get into real estate or to expand quickly in real estate as long as you're bankable.
Yeah.
To get the loan. Okay. So when you refi, I know you've only been doing it for a minute, but have you been able to get most of the investor capital, or more importantly, all of the investor capital out of the deal?
Well, so what we're doing is we're partnered with someone who has experience already in this field. He's a broker owner. He's done 90 properties himself. So we're actually mentoring under him right now. So our main job really is to raise the capital. And then while we're doing that, we're partnering with him on these deals that he finds. And he's slowly teaching us how the entire system works.
Okay. Okay. So he's not raising any capital himself.
No, I mean, he really doesn't need to. We're just being put to test because, I mean, if we're going to scale up on our own business, we're going to need to use OPM. And one of the lessons that he wanted to teach us first is how to raise capital properly so that we can reflect it with our own business.
So if the first rule of thumb, if you're putting capital in and if you guys want to expand then you need to be the mouthpiece and the controller of the capital in your deal, right? So somebody that writes a check into the deal can't all of a sudden be reporting to your partner that's over here. Okay. Yeah. And he can't be in the loop to them and then that, because then they become an investor with him. You guys want to keep that investor as yours. So Adrian and I can build your business and to say, look, I mean, your partner over here can know who the investor is, but communication to that investor should only be from you guys. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're always planning to do, because that's one thing that they taught is keep your leverage with your investors because you don't want them to skip you and go over the other person. Okay.
Here's a few steps I would give you guys. And it's investor relations is a trickle. It's like a drip of water that turns into a trickle of water that turns into a little bit of a flow that turns into a stream that eventually turns into a river. Okay. It is not something where just there is no big water valve I can show you how to find that just goes like this and all of a sudden you're getting 50 calls a week from investors, right?
Exactly.
It's not like that. People have to learn to like and trust you. They tell their friends about you. If you're going to do a social media thing or a thought leader campaign or whatever, that's great, but it still takes time for those things to propagate out and to have a lot of the evergreen messages out there for people to find, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that you guys can do in investor relations and in manifesting more investors for yourself is repeatable processes and doing a thing over and over and over again. Okay. So here's the first couple steps.
Mm-hmm.
Make your investor list, and my book, Raising Private Capital, talks about the 3 different places that people are the only places where capital can exist to invest in real estate. And that's cash, retirement accounts, or real estate equity. Okay. Yeah. Raising Private Capital talks a lot about how to find those 3 things in your network. And so read the book and use those tips, but then sit down and make your investor list and say, okay, these are all our aunts and uncles. And I get, if you guys, have a lot of family still overseas or whatever, then that may not qualify. But my guess is you have some US based contacts. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So make the list. And when you learn what to look for a retirement account, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. These 3 people in my network or these 30 people in my network qualify for the retirement account possibility. And these people qualify for the real estate possibility. And this person qualifies for cash. So make your investor list, and it'll likely be north of 100 people, right?
Yeah.
That just to start with.
Yeah.
I started by doing a newsletter. I started doing a monthly newsletter, maybe earlier, maybe more frequently than that. And if y'all are doing deals now in your market with your mentor, get your mentor's permission to start marketing the stuff that you're up to, and maybe even let's start marketing some of the other properties he's got and saying, hey, listen, we represent this person. And so this is some stuff he's into. Isn't this awesome? Don't you think this deal's neat? We're going to be finding more stuff like this, because you got to start talking real estate to your base. Okay. To those 90 people or 100 people or whatever that like and trust Adrian and Andre because you guys are Adrian and Andre, not because you guys are these real estate tycoons. You're going to be, but you're not there yet. And don't fake it. Don't bullshit these people and act like, hey, we're making millions or whatever. You're doing well, but they like and trust you because of who you are. So play that.
Yeah.
Utilize that. Okay. Yeah. Questions so far? I got more for you, but let's take a pause. Any questions?
No, that's good for now. We can keep going. Really good.
All right. So next step, do those e-blasts and then take the top 20% of that list you got and call them. Okay. And it's Uncle Charlie or somebody from your other networks or somebody you met at a real estate circle. By the way, a lot of people that hang out at these real estate circles and real estate RIA meetups either already are private investors, but they're not going to broadcast themselves that way, or they are private investors that don't realize that they probably are better off private investing versus trying to do it themselves. These are people that have cash that think that they want to invest in real estate themselves as the operator, but they realize they're like, this actually kind of sounds like a pain. Maybe I should just partner up with somebody as their private money, right? Okay. So play those circles too. Play your circles and constantly be adding to your database, your newsletter, and then cold call the top 20%. And then when you got a deal, broadcast it. As long as it's not equity. If it's an equity deal, you got to be careful because now you're soliciting. But if it's a loan deal, if you're looking to borrow that $75K, then that's okay. You can be like, I want to borrow money, and here's the rate of return I can pay, and here's what I'm looking for, and everything like that. You can put all that out there in the e-blast. If you don't do that, if you put that out there and you're looking for equity, then you can get yourself in trouble with the SEC.
Okay.
You're soliciting and talk about rates of return and whatnot. So all that's in the book, but just be careful about solicitation. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the only thing that we really promise is that, whatever we rate of return that we promise per investment, that's it. But
in equity stuff, if you're offering equity, you can talk about deals you did in the past, historical deals. Hey, listen, my partner bought this apartment building or this 4-unit, and his investor made 15%. Isn't that amazing? If you guys want to hear more about that, give me a call. You're not promising future returns. You're just talking about stuff that happened already. This is factual back here. And you're saying you should talk to me in the future about other stuff. You're not broadcasting, you can invest with me with your equity and I'm going to make you 15% on your money. That's soliciting. You can't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're talking about money to your family and friends, how are you able to kind of segment them to trust the process more? Because a lot of people, they, when they hear investments or just money in general, they kind of have a negative perspective of it,
Some people are like that. Some people just if you're talking to a close relative or whatever, and they're just conservative, they want to sit on their hands. And these people are sitting on, $200,000 sitting in a CD, making them 0.5% a year, and you can help them. You can create a phenomenal rate of return for them. Sometimes it takes straight talk to say, listen, I can help you. We're able to pay you 8, 9, 10, 11%, whatever. And that sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes, hey, did you know that real estate has collateral? Did you know that if the market goes down, you still have a lien on that property?
Yeah.
You could be I find that most of the time real estate investors, it's our main duty is to become an educator.
Mm.
Is to educate your network on the benefits of real estate investing. And if you can position yourself as an educator to people, I think that's the better off you're going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For those that are like, oh, it's risky, it's this, it's that, then try and teach them. Like, listen, look, conversation is what's going to dissolve a lot of their concerns.
Yeah.
Tell me what you mean by risky. What are you worried about?
Okay.
Well, how does it compare to the stock market?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have a conversation is what will likely create understanding.
Okay. And in terms of meeting, strangers through, like, for example, Facebook, because that's what we're doing primarily right now, is we're joining these Facebook groups and talking to everybody, literally everyone in that list, and trying to find someone who's, interested in investing through us. But, we just don't want to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, we have this great opportunity right now and trying to raise capital, because like we noticed that wasn't working. Do you have any advice on how we can approach people better?
People are going to see it as inauthentic when you do that,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I have not, you're kind of preaching to the choir when you go to those groups, I personally wouldn't I would spend time in those groups from a means of just talking to people and getting to know others and everything like that are in the industry. And getting some best practices out and stuff like that, and maybe meeting some potential partners and all. But I wouldn't spend. I don't think that real estate investment circles like that are the place to go and meet lots of passive investors. I picked up a lot of passive investors off of Bigger Pockets, but that's different. Bigger Pockets is not the same as a Facebook group, So if you're going to do that, if you're going to do online reach outs, first of all, don't be like, I got a deal and I need investors. You're going to get, you're just noise at that point, right?
Exactly.
What you could do is to do posts that are just like, hey, here's 3 things I learned from my last deal that I did. Hey, did you guys know Jersey City's growing faster than any other city in New Jersey? Or hey, did you guys know that, whatever, that the Jersey City rents are stable and Manhattan rents are doing this, the Jersey City rents are doing that. Find interesting facts. Right.
Okay.
And position yourselves as experts on that market.
Yeah.
So find some interesting facts, or just generate conversation. Like, hey, I'm in the middle of renovating this 3-family property over here, and we're having a problem negotiating a deal with a plumber. Anybody have problems with plumbers? Anybody have like whatever it is? Just put a theoretical question out there that you may be actually dealing with, but start conversations in these communities that are authentic, real conversations versus invest with me conversations, right? It's the long game, right?
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
Wow. That's an awesome marketing strategy. I never thought of putting facts as the conversation starter to meet with people, to network with people.
Yeah, man. That's how I've gotten a bunch of investors that way. By being the guy saying, hey, did you this? Let me tell you guys something interesting. Did you know that Philadelphia?
Yeah.
And people are around the corner, like, hey, Philadelphia. I heard you saw that post about Philadelphia that you did.
Yeah.
If you guys brand yourself as the Jersey City experts, you're going to get a lot of calls as the Jersey City experts. I think that's the answer, by the way. Newsletter and expertise yourself. Not as these real estate gurus that own all thousands and thousands of units. Don't bullshit people. You don't. You'll get there. But you own that market. Like, this is my turf.
Yeah.
This is my market right here. And I know every block. I know everything there is to know. I know I got the data. I got the markets. And if you don't, get it first. And then start putting things you learn and things you think are interesting out there. And people will start to know Adrian and Andre are the two guys that are really active in Jersey City. And that'll get you referrals for that.
And this is how, based on your experience when you started off, this was the best method that you took to raise capital for your deals, right?
I did the newsletter thing. Being the expert, like, hey, this is some things I found out. I did that later. I did that later than I should have. But for folks like yourself, I think that I ended up having to become really good at real estate investing, and then I was able to put that out online. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to become this good at real estate investing to have a conversation with people. If you have a conversation about real estate investing strategy and you're just getting going, then it should be authentic and just questions and helping me grow and helping you get to this point. But you can be a market expert and have very little real estate experience.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
Just by being consistent with your newsletter, right?
It's about being consistent with your messaging.
Okay. Totally makes
Don't
sense.
be talking about Jersey City one day and then Piscataway the next day and then upstate New York the next day and wholesaling the next day after that, because people don't know what brush should I paint you with? You know, like how do I don't even know what you guys are talking about. You know? So yeah. So
okay.
That's my 2 cents. What do you guys think? Does that help?
How about you, Andre? Do you have any other questions? Yeah, I mean, so far it's helping a lot, and I think we're gonna start implementing these lessons for sure in our business.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered my question, Matt. I was gonna ask you, other marketing strategies because we've been in Instagram for quite a while now, and we have some traction going on. But I want to get to the point where I'm consistently posting pictures and updates. My brother's already doing that, but we're not only investors. We want, like you said, to educate people and to start conversations. And what you said about the newspaper and just specializing in one area to conversate about really helps a lot with our social media. And, we appreciate that.
Yeah, man, no problem. And I think that you can use Instagram to just put stuff out there, make friends, whatever. And bear in mind the age range of Instagram is that you're going to get a lot of younger folks. And so use Instagram to talk to the audience you're getting there. It's going to be people, probably anybody below 40. A lot of those folks are going to be on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. But just understand that those folks are going to have more access to IRAs. So I would put out there, start doing educating on Instagram or just pictures on Instagram about IRA investing.
Okay.
A lot of people you guys are connected to on Instagram are like, I don't know, 35, 30 years old, whatever. Used to work at this company, doesn't work for this company anymore, now works for this company, and doesn't realize the retirement account they had at this company can now be freed up to invest in real estate with you guys.
Yeah. That
Especially
one
if the run up the stock market's had the last 7 or 8 years.
exactly. It's a pretty good time to at least rebalance their portfolios if that's
Folks in their late 20s, early 30s are not going to have cash. They're going to have they're going to have a retirement account. They don't realize they can invest with you.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
You're really good
Thank
at talking
you
to
so
me.
much. I appreciate it. We don't want to take up too much of your time.
No. You're welcome, guys. This is great. I hope it's of value. Listen, every contributor to DeRosa to Mentorship Monday, this program, gets a free membership for 1 month to DeRosa Insiders. So you guys will get a free month of Insiders. If you guys watching want to join us on Insiders too, just go to DeRosaGroup.com /insiders or text the word DeRosa to 66866, and you can join us there too. Hope to hear more from Adrian and Andre over there on the Insiders Group. Let us know how you guys are making out.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you guys joining us on Mentorship Monday, man. Thanks for joining.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I literally just ordered your book just now.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
I appreciate it.
I think it'll do well for you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Cool. That was a great show, guys. Listen, the bottom line is when I first got started in real estate and investing and everything like that, I didn't reach out and ask for too much help. Adrian and Andre are going to be successful because they're reaching out for help on deals. They've got themselves a mentor they're working locally with. And they're coming to folks like myself into Bigger Pockets and online communities and buying books and things like that to learn how to do this thing. Do not make the mistake of trying to do this thing yourself. There's other people out there that can help you guys. They're more than willing to help pull you up, whether that's through this YouTube channel, the Insiders Group, Bigger Pockets, whatever lane you choose to get that from. There are resources out there for you guys. And Bubba, thank you. I see you leaving comments, man. I appreciate you. Cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Don't forget to send your questions in to helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. Bubba, send me a question. Helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. Want to see you here too. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great and profitable week.